When I first got this gun, I slotted it in at about 25-30 yards, and I got it to where it could cut a playing card in half at 30 yards. But I found out that when I went hunting, I was missing rabbits 20 yards, even closer, completely missing them. I couldn't figure out what in the hell was going on. Take the gun back, shoot targets with it, it worked fine. And it took me way too long to figure that out, because it was something so simple that I should have locked onto it from the very beginning. Then I loaned my buddy Larry another one of my air rifles, and he had the same problem. He could hit targets all day long with it, but when he started shooting at animals, he was missing. And then he remembered what I told him. After that, he never missed another rabbit or squirrel. So, even though this is kind of stupid on my part for not figuring it out sooner, I'm going to let you guys in on it because maybe somebody else is having the same problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 30 caliber FX Boss air rifle, and we're going to shoot at the target at 30 yards and see how we do. Then I'm going to duplicate how I was shooting at the rabbits and show you why I was missing them. So we're going to take hopefully just 2 shots here. We've got one card set up face-wise to us as a sight shot. I just pumped the air rifle up with air, so it may be off a little bit. And then we're going to take the second shot, put our correction in there, and try to cut a playing card half in 2. Now, I may not make that. It may take me a couple of shots, but there's a crow. Flew off. Anyway, we're going to make a correction after we take our sighting shot and try to cut the card in 2. It may take me 3 or 4 times to do it. It's not really that hard to do, even at 30 yards if you've got a rest. And it's a great confidence builder. Then I'll take you into a simulated real world environment and show you what I was doing wrong. So, we've got our shooting station set up here. We'll pan around, show you the range. There's our shooting range there, and we're going to move the camera in close to the card so you can see where we hit. Okay, we hit a little bit high, pretty much lined up, and that's kind of the trick of this shot. Is it doesn't matter too much up and down wise because you got the whole card, but left and right pretty critical. So I think it took us 3 shots. There's the card, cut half in 2. So the gun is dead on. Now we're going to set everything up and take a shot at it like I was doing when I was hunting and see where I hit. Okay, I'm not going to try and cut the card in half because I doubt I'll have very much success doing that. But I'm going to aim right at this middle spade here in this 9 of spades. It's quite possible I won't hit the spade. I won't even hit the card from 30 yards away, whereas I split one half in 2 edgewise earlier. And I'll show you the difference. Okay, I shot twice. I missed the card both times. What happened? Well, it has to do with the way I was holding the gun. So let's go to that and I'll show you what I was doing wrong. Okay, I'm getting old, so I do a lot of hunting out of the Ranger now instead of walking. I've got a medical condition that makes it difficult for me to walk. So I see a rabbit, and the way the windshield on this Ranger is set up, if I put the gun up here, it's too high. So I was putting the barrel down here like this, and I'm out of pellets. Stand by while we reload. The gun here. So anyway, as I was saying, if I put the gun up here is too high. I need a cushion to sit on, and I never remember to bring a cushion. So I was setting the gun down like this, kind of leaning back. Then at least I could see. I still need to move up a little bit. There we go. Alright. I've got it right, the crosshairs right on that middle nine of spades. Misses again. I'll show you it from another angle, maybe you can figure it out why I'm missing that card. Misses again. So, how come I can shoot off that bench and I can't shoot off this windshield? Now granted, it's not as steady as that bench is, but I'm not trying to bust the card in half edgeways, I'm just trying to hit it, and I'm missing it every time. Well, it has to do with where I'm holding the gun. On the Ranger here, I'm resting the gun on the windshield, the barrel actually on the windshield. Now those of you that shoot centerfire rifle know that you shouldn't let your barrel touch anything, but I was thinking there's not enough stress and not enough shock going down this barrel to form any kind of resonance in it, so it shouldn't matter. But after looking at it closer, and this barrel is not really hooked to the rest of the rifle except for right here. So when I rest it on the windshield, I'm pushing it up just a little bit. A little closer so you can see. And it doesn't take much. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try and get over where we can. Look at that barrel move. And it's moving it up enough that I'm shooting over the card. Now if I rest it on here, and this is hooked in to the block of the gun. That's the only thing it touches really. And the scope is mounted on the block of the gun, so the barrel's moving and the scope's not moving. So I'm shooting over it every time. Now when I was on the bench, I had this part of the gun rest on the bench, so it wasn't moving the barrel. That was it. My buddy Larry, when I told him about it, he was resting the barrel of the gun on the windowsill, shooting at squirrels at his window, and he was missing them. Now, there's an easy fix to that. When I shoot off the Ranger, instead of resting it on the windshield, just shoot off the side like this. It's not as steady. But, tell you what, I'll shoot that turkey down there so you can see if I hit it or not. Let me zoom in on the turkey. There's the turkey. Go for the pig now. The pig. I don't know if I can hit the chicken or not. Chicken. Give me one more shot. There we go. So anyway, if you're missing with your air rifle, maybe that's the reason. Hope you enjoyed it.